they say you cannot negotiate with your enemy when you are at war, but you only engage until the enemy surrenders. That is when you can negotiate. We have fought a fight that doesn't bear any fruit. Enough of going to roads. Enough of having young boys and girls fighting over politics that do not come to see their destiny come to a reality. Enough of seeing a lot of billboards being drawn in our cities just to implement some vulgar politics. Enough. Young boys have died for quite some time. For crying out loud, how long are we going to sit down and rethink about this country? We can't sit in boardroom meetings and be asking ourselves questions that do not come up with our own answers. Fellow Kenyans, my brothers and sisters who are listening to my podcast, I believe that we can make change. And the only way to change is to build our own system as Kenyans, coming up with our own system that will be able to help us get to understand what is happening. We are good our members of parliament are good at giving examples to developed countries. USA, China, Singapore, Korea, Burkina Faso, and the rest. But we are forgetting that the same policies that they used to hide to the public, those countries, are the same policies that they have got time to implement them. Ours back home are good at buying aeroplanes, buying a lot of Gazla vehicles just to sit to the comfort of their own home. It's really saddening to see that we are sitting down in our own problems and making it more comfortable to us that we don't feel the pain to make it change. When sometimes I sit down and ask myself, my friend, what are you doing? What am I going to do to make this country change? We have tried protests. The protests are landing us into abductions and killings. We have tried a lot of political negotiations. They are taking us to a lot of debts. We have tried the judicial way. That has taken us to a lot of corruption issues. We have tried so many ways in terms of politics influence. But what are we getting? We are getting nothing. All we get is 6 feet burying our brothers and sisters. All we get being evacuated into the lands that we used to become people who are benefiting from the resources we get from those lands. What do we get? We get some of our bigger projects are being demolished because of some selfish nitty-gritty movements from the government. I believe, fellow Kenyans, my brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to my audio podcast, is that sometimes it takes an ego, a balance, to heed to the prey without the shadow creating a distraction. Sometimes it takes the sunlight to get under the clouds for the eyes to see that it is dark, for it to look for another light. Sometimes it takes us a lot of pain, and I know we have been promised a lot of destinations that we don't know whether they will come. These destinations that we are fighting for, they don't really come to a reality. They only come to the reality because of those people who are into politics who are enjoying these realities. Kenyans, my brothers and sisters, no miracle will happen to us. The miracle time ended with Moses and the likes. What we can work out is to think on how we can come up with our own system and work it out for ourselves. Otherwise, we will keep on burying ourselves. Look at how our brothers and sisters are languishing in the poverty. Look at how we are being deprived the essence of having a good country just because we need to politicize everything. My fellow brothers and sisters, as I run down my final moment, I call upon Kenyans, my brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, all this fight will only end when we all speak one language. All this fight will end when we decide to make our country a greater point for us. We can never dig a ground expecting to be safe because we might be the one falling next into that pit. As I run down, I still believe that the only way we can reclaim our country back and reborn it to the essence of what we want it to be. Let's just ask the speakers of this Bunge la Mwananchi, to the expectations that they may be having to have this country back, let them come up with our own map and let them map up all the aspirants who are seeking to vie for elective seats come 2027. Once they shall have done that, they strike dates where this each and every aspirant will be getting an opportunity to be asked questions by the public. Once that has been done, it will help the public to create a clear cut on which type of a leader they want to put into office. From that, Kenyans will know why they are going to vote. Enough of this thing called, this is the person I believe will be able to work for you. Mambo ya kuinuliwa mkono has gone with the time. It's a time for us to look for persons that are going to make every policy that has been thrown below the carpet to come out to light and serve the interests of Kenya. It is time for us to look for people who are able to bring the reality that was lost, the bad things that we have been painted to be bad, yet there are good things behind the bad things we are being told. We need to take advantage of Bunge la Mwananchi and come to reclaim back our country. It is the only platform that will give Kenyans the essence of speaking the language they will understand. Because I believe there are people who can articulate some of these political constitutional ethics and able to implement some of these things and help the public to understand. Civic education can be done through Bunge la Mwananchi and people get to understand what is happening. With that, we are able to reclaim back our country. We don't need a political imaginations that we are getting from people like Singapore, from people like bottom-up economy, from people like Canaan. Those are political ideologies that only they shoot those men in suits